All right, here we are, Torrey Pines in San Diego. One of the most amazing places on the planet. For my first test run with the Insta360 Go 3. So I've got a lot of questions about what camera I use for these runs, and all the other movies are shot with a GoPro 10 Black, which is an amazing camera. The big drawback is that you have to hold it with your hand. Excuse me.
Oh, you need it today.
So there was a lot of footage, especially in Tour de Jance, where I needed my hands not to die, so I couldn't really use the camera. So wanted something that would allow me to run hands-free. This has the small detachable camera where you can put it on your chest. I'm wearing a little necklace with a magnet here. We'll see how that works later. So I can get some of that footage where I need both my hands. Don't need both my hands for this run today. So let's see how this footage turns out. So this is the Guy Fleming Trail at Torrey Pines State Park. Often overlooked trail, but probably pound for pound the most spectacular at Torrey Pines. Excuse me. Hard to beat these views. Views do not suck. Here we have world famous Torrey Pines golf course. So ran up to the end of the park. Gonna parallel the park. This is the Broken Hill Trail. Again, another lesser traveled trail. Generally wouldn't recommend doing Torrey Pines on a Saturday. It gets pretty overrun. Original plan actually was to run down the beach, but for some reason the Garmin app on my watch told me it's gonna be low tide, and it was actually super high tide. So there was pretty much no beach. It was going right up to the cliffs. So this is what we do in ultra running. Face adversity, we improvise. So I just decided I'll go run these trails here at Torrey Pines, brave the crowds for you, my dedicated followers, and test out my shiny new camera that I got for my birthday. Alright, here we are at the point overlooking the ocean, looking back towards La Jolla that way with my special CGI effects there. Views definitely do not suck. Unfortunately it's high tide, otherwise I'd go run down the beach there. That was the original plan, but that didn't work out. So improvising here, get some, hopefully some spectacular footage of one of my favorite places on the planet. See how it turns out compared to the GoPro. More footage on the magnet chest mount as we come into Yucca Point. See how this looks in terms of stabilization versus being the case. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thanks. Said crowds, right? Yeah. So, see how get some panoramic footage while it's mounted on my chest here. Get your social media pictures. Come here. I think this is called Razor Ridge. Whatever it's called. That was a popular spot with my kids. Usually we spend a good portion of time here and then down on the beach. You can see equally popular with folks out here for the weekend. Cool, the tree tunnel section here behind Razor Ridge. Make sure to check this out if you're bringing the kids. Just for reference, I'm having a duck under all these trees, but kids would be perfect. Be like their own little adventure land. Alright, cruising down the road at Torrey Pines down the beach. Had about a 7-minute mile. Let's see how the footage looks while running briskly. So my initial impressions of operation, pretty easy to use, although I did notice if you left the power on, you put it in your pocket, the touch screen it would start flipping through the menus. So definitely make sure it's off before it's in your pocket. I will say easier to use, at least in my first experience with the GoPro, although maybe that's because I've used the GoPro so I kind of knew what to expect, but I think it took me about 3 runs before I could functionally use the GoPro to make a movie. So far, positive experience. Reserve final verdict until we get the footage. Alright, had a chance to review the footage. On a laptop, I cannot tell the difference between the footage of the Insta Go 3 versus my GoPro 10. Be interesting, once released this movie, watch it on a big screen TV with 4K. This does not shoot at 4K, although it does shoot at higher resolutions than 1080p. I just don't know if that's going to be noticeable on a big screen TV. So yeah, initial thoughts. I like the camera, very cool. Another weapon for the arsenal and chronicling my adventures and misadventures. So if you enjoy these, hit the button, follow along on the epic adventures of a middle-aged guy doing stupid things.